Welcome. We've got 109 participants already out of the chute. We're excited to have everybody with us. It's going to be a great morning. I am excited to welcome this morning Michael Huggins, and he's got a special guest. I'm going to shoot this right over to you, Michael, so that you can introduce your guest and we can get right into this morning's training. Michael, good morning.
Perfect. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wealth Wednesday. We got a special treat today. We're going to be going over one of our competitive advantages that we have here at Renatus that most people aren't really taking full advantage of. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Okay, and then what we're going to be doing is we're going to bring out Christian George. If you guys haven't met Christian George or taken any of his classes, you are definitely missing out. He's one of the most prolific instructors in Renatus, as well as one of the more experienced. He's been doing real estate for the better part of 2 decades. And, as most of you know, I've barely been alive for 2 decades. So he's got a lot of experience. And not only that, but we're going to talk about Renatus iOS today and how to actually use it to make sales. There's a lot of functions and features that you guys aren't aware of. And in a simple conversation over a sandwich or a cup of coffee, we could be talking about Renatus iOS and making more and more sales. So I want to make sure you guys get all your questions answered about how to use this powerful tool. There's a lot of effort going in behind the scenes to make Renatus iOS what it is and why it's working. So hopefully you guys are using it. If not, after today, I'm sure you will, because this is one of the competitive advantages we have here at Renatus. So I want to make sure you guys are aware of everything. So when you are talking to a new person or you're inspiring someone to not drop out after a couple months or a year, Renatus iOS is a game changer. We were using it last night in our AIT action group. As soon as we need comps, we need some background info, or we want to organize this or save this for later, everyone's using the iOS in our action group. So let's make sure you're showing people how they can use it and you get more combo sales out of it. So here's what we're going to do. Christian George, going to find you in our list here and get you off mute. There we go. All right. Christian, welcome to the training this morning. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning, Renatus Nation. It's a pleasure to be with you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. All right, what I'm going to do is give you the ability to share your screen. Bang. There you go. All right, you're the host now. So there'll be a button at the bottom called share if you want to share your screen and show us stuff with iOS. Share the desktop or share your Google Chrome or whatever.
Okay, let's make sure that we can get up and you guys can see what I see. Let's see here.
Cool. And yeah, Stephen, will the 5 pillars in Spanish be simulcast? No, we're not going to be doing that.
So this weekend.
There we go.
So everybody should be looking at
one thing you do, Mr. George, is every once in a while someone comes off of mute and needs to be muted. So if you click on participants,
okay,
and then you'll see who's unmuted. Right now, Clark and Caldwell unmute. You see that?
Forget her. Well, I'm not here. No? No, I'm just saying. I ain't got fucked up in a while.
Okay. So
there's a couple more people we need muted. There we go.
Okay. So if everyone can see, you should be looking at the corporate dashboard from Helios. And I'm going to explain a little bit about why we're starting in Helios today. Is everybody up on that? Are we all seeing my screen here?
Yeah, looks good.
Awesome. Well, one of the reasons that we are so excited about what Renatus iOS does for the Renatus Nation and for our real estate portfolios and business investing is it really can become a tool that is used hand in hand with our entire business. And Michael brought up a really important point as we started the call today. One of the key purposes of our relationship and Renatus iOS and how we kind of make the software work with our own Helios program, with our back office, with the business overall, is really to create a one-stop shop, a place where people can get answers to what they need. But it starts with our basic and comprehensive understanding of the tools that we have. So we're going to spend some time both in Helios today as well as in Renatus iOS, focusing on how they can work together and how we can get the training that we need to really use these tools to take our business to the next level. One of the things that I'm going to take a few minutes this morning to do, just because it's a great opportunity and people are still learning about the power of Helios, is we're going to talk a little bit about Helios and the education center within Helios. So a couple things that people are not aware of: the education is up and functioning in Helios. This is where, for the majority of education holders across the country, where they should be consuming their Renatus education, where they should be viewing classes, where they should be taking advantage of what's happening, you know, in our advances in technology and what we're doing. And so I'm going to start with a little demo of Helios education as we get going, and that's going to lead us into some resources with Renatus iOS and really the entire Renatus platform, how our marketing can function. So with your permission, we're just going to navigate through a few things. So as you come down, we're sitting here on the dashboard. You've got the corporate dashboard. You've got some great information. Bob the General Snyder's generally speaking for the week. We have a Renatus review, a great testimonial. You'll also see updates in the near future on the 5-star winner circle and our weekly top 10 IMAs. Now, as we go through there, let's go down to the second tab under the left-hand side of the screen where it says Education. Under Education, we'll click down and see our dashboard. Our main landing dashboard is really where we're going to start consuming the education. You'll see here we've got a test or beta page up where we haven't had a lot of progress recorded yet, but you can see a couple things. These green arrows and indicators over here show how much of the Essentials program that you've consumed. And it will tell you up here the percentages watched, what type of access you have to the program. The same happens for our AIT classes up here. And you can see percentages watched and then your overall progress with the entire education. Down here in this section, we have access to your notes. Many people don't know that there's a note and bookmarking feature now available through Helios that allows people to go in and really see what they're doing. They can take notes lifetime as they're watching classes. They can experience classes in that way. It becomes a really great tool. Next to that, we have a history of our assessments. The great thing about assessments is we will be able to take assessments many times as we practice and learn the material that the instructors are sharing with us. Over here in this section, we can also create action steps and homework. So say we're taking a class from Chris Albin and he's recommending we, do a drive-by on properties and go out for a half hour or an hour in the evening and look for sale by owner properties that we could then call on. So that could be an action step or a homework item we create for ourselves. Find a list of 10 for sale by owner properties that we could call on. That would be a great place to make that note. It would show up here on your dashboard so that you're reminded that that's a step you want to take and something that's upcoming for you. Down here in the lower profiles, you can see we're going to go into your investor profiles, education, holder, that you're seeing that I own it. If you're a learning partner, it would show up learning partner there. We've got your next session scheduled with our own coach, Gavin McCaleb, showing you that the next team coaching call is going to show up there. Now, again, I apologize that some of these dates aren't up. This is just a template and a learning platform that we use to show, but you'll kind of see how those work. As you scroll down the page, you'll find immediate access to our learning paths. You can click on any of the classes that you want to start taking, move to those, click through to the course, and it will actually take you right to the Velocity Banking page. Now, as you can see, you can click on an existing session that you already have done. Over here, we've got your progress through that session, whether it's been started or completed. You can see up the top your progress in the course overall, all the segment totals, what the total duration of time is in that course. And as you work your way through it, that progress will track so you can easily get back to where you were as you left off from your mobile device or phone. And you can kind of see exactly what's happening there. So we're really looking forward to people taking advantage of Helios and getting in and learning how it functions and learning how it works. So as we go back, we're just going to backtrack just a little bit. So that's one way to gain access from the dashboard right to our learning paths. Now you can continue to scroll down and there might be some of your AIT learning paths. The same interface exists. You can click right on them, get right into that, into those courses and just continue your education. Now, some of you might be saying, man, I love that, but I don't want to have to scroll through and to find the course that I want. I just want to go straight to the course. So as I'm looking for the courses, if I go over and click on the course library, we have an amazing tool that will bring up courses by filters that we choose. There's a search bar up here in the corner that you can see, simply putting in a topic or a theme that you're looking for. We also have our preset filters or our group organizations. You're looking for all the courses in the essentials, you want to get to them quickly, here they are for you. You populate just immediately, you can swing them up. This is a great tool as you're demoing how the education can work to potential prospects, students who are interested in seeing, hey, how does it really work online? You bring them here and you just say, yeah, our education is organized in several different ways. You go into the AIT courses and you can go down, scroll through some of the highlights. As you click through the courses, it's a great place to look and see what the courses really are. Now, a couple featurettes of the catalog. Down here in the lower corner, you're going to see if there's a lock symbol that is unlocked, that means you have access to that class. Now, also up here, here's our notes section where we can come in and we can get in and really work on the course. And as we come through, if we want to click on through, it's going to take us to a page where we can meet the instructor. So if here we wanted, for example, to find out a little bit more about Megan Christensen, a little bit about what's going to happen in this class, we simply click the button, out comes the video, and we can preview with our potential student exactly what this class is and what it's going to look like. So as we close that out, we can go back and then we can jump right into assessments. Now, a great thing here, our assessments are up and functioning. This should be a place that you should be updating and testing your education. As you come up, you can simply see selecting an answer of what the correct answer to the question is, and then scrolling through with the arrows that are on the left and the right side of the window there. You can go ahead and pull through, and you see exactly how that assessment is functioning and where it's going to take you. So one other great feature, which is a tremendous tool for our students, and I just want to get over here and see if we can get that. Let's see here. There we go. We're going to go over here, and up in the top, if you can see in here, let's see. I'm going to shrink this so we can get a little bit better view here. So a lot of people don't know what all of our tools are up here. Now, as we come over here, readability right here on this little PDF icon, we can click and download an up-to-date copy of the entire Renatus course catalog. This is a great print material item that can be used and developed. You can go through, we've got current stories, we've got the content, and up to date, we update this as soon as we have changes made. You can see exactly what's happening. It's a great piece to explain in a written format how our AIT, Extreme, and bonus tracks work, what's available in our essentials, how our one-on-one coaching works, what the essentials is comprised of, and your guests or prospects can walk away with a real sense of what the Renatus education system looks like. In addition, it will take them through what each of our learning paths that are going to be available in Helios will look like, from buy and hold to retiring in real estate. They can see what's available to them, what they should be focusing on, and what they should hopefully inspire them to work on changing their financial future. Come down here, again, we're promoting our software. Renatus iOS is one of the tools that will help them make it to the next level, along with our group and one-on-one coaching. Over here, we have additional We have additional featurettes where you can see bios on the instructors. You can see a long explanation of how their course works, what people are going to look at and see during that course catalog. And then you'll also see some amazing stories of local real estate investors who've been successful and are sharing with others across the country of how Renatus has changed their life. We have some very, very prominent members of the Renatus community out there. For example, Nancy and Jay Abramovitz. We also have John O'Neill and Christina, an amazing family and an amazing story. What a great way to introduce your people. If they can't make it to a live meeting with John, have them read this quick bio on his story and how Renatus has changed his life. Come down, we continue on with course content, materials. We introduce people to the Kwok brothers from Chicago. This is a fantastic marketing piece that is highly underutilized, but available to you anytime, any day by simply clicking on the course catalog button from the course catalog page in Helios. So it's a great place to be. Again,
hey, Christian, will you show us one more time where to find that?
Yep, so if you're in the course library, you can see here we've gone into the course library page. I'm going to refresh it just to make sure it's up for everybody. And then if you come up to the top right-hand corner, right under your name and the log out or log in sign, you'll see a PDF button right there. That PDF button will open up your course catalog. We update this course catalog about 2 to 3 times a year, just depending on content. As we add new classes, we adjust courses. There should always be a date on the front of the catalog. And this should be in a pretty good printer-friendly PDF format so you can get it out there. Some people like to condense it and do 2 pages per sheet, front and back, whatever. You can really reduce this 20-page catalog down to just half a dozen sheets of paper if you wanted. But it's a great piece for those who may not be as technologically savvy, or if you wanted to download the PDF and email it. It's a great way to show just how robust and how professional the Renatus education system is and how people can gain access to it. So it's a great piece there. As we come a little bit further down, we'll go just briefly into the learning paths. Now, many of you, when Helios is launched and we close down the business center, will be asked to retake your PPQ or personal questionnaire on your investment profile. It's going to look a little bit different and feel a little bit different, but it will make recommendations as to several learning paths that might be best suited for you and your preferences in the education. The ones that you've selected, for example, essentials or short sales or whatever that may be, wherever you are at in the progress of your education, will populate first under learning paths. And it will give a brief explanation at the top up here of the sections of how our learning works. We start with our 10 classes in essentials. And then as we move into the AIT, each AIT course or learning path has a core section of courses. And you can see over here, sales and foreclosures, the core courses are going to be negotiations, contracts, title and escrow, and closing. Those are things that happen in every single transaction. Truly, to get a property under contract, you have to negotiate it. Once you're getting it under contract and getting control of that property, you want to make sure the contracts back up what you're doing. And then to take ownership before you make that first move on the property, you have to close it. So these core classes will be repeated in several learning classes throughout the Renatus education system. And then move on to your strategy courses. Now, your strategy courses are going to be 5 full-day courses that center around what strategy we're working on. In this case, with short sales and foreclosures, you can see that we have short sales day 1 and 2, go into foreclosures, then move into bankruptcy, and then move into, hang on one second, I'll try and get that list and see if we can mute a few of those participants again.
Cool.
Check your sound. Check your muted.
All right, Mark Andres, we're gonna make fun of you next time we see you. Make sure you mute your phone when you guys come in, so we're not getting this feedback.
There we go. I was looking. Okay, let's see if I can get that list going. Okay. One more. Okay, I think we got it. Sorry about that, guys. So as we go through, you can see that we'll go through foreclosures into bankruptcy and then end on private and hard money. Great strategies for funding short sales as well as buy and hold and many of the other acquisition strategies we have in the Renatus education system. Down here, you'll find your bonus courses. Now, in each learning path, there are 2 bonus courses which are only available to the extreme AIT holders or extreme bonus combo holders that have the entire education package. This is, again, a tool that we're showing, you know, it really does have value to buy the entire package. We all hear the old adage of, you know, going out and just trying to start your real estate investing career after just experiencing the essentials in Renatus education is a little bit like a first-year medical student going out there and trying to do surgery. You know, if I'm picking a doctor, I want the guy who's done not only medical school, but 4 years of residency and then another fellowship on top of that before he starts to cut. So we want to encourage the same behavior and teach the value of that comprehensive education system as we pull people through it. So as you go through, you can select, if you're an AIT student, 2 of the learning paths throughout the Renatus education system. They will give you comprehensive and good understanding of how you can apply a specific strategy. But as so many of us know, in a deal, it doesn't just take one strategy to be successful, it takes multiple ones. Whether we're looking at property acquisitions and creative acquisitions, even on a short sell, and then terms of private and hard money financing, seller financing possibly, and then if we're doing fix and flips or rehabs, the tools we need to do there, you're going to combine several learning paths and several strategies into almost every deal you do. So you'll find that there will be a couple courses in these learning paths that will only be opened up to you when you've made that extreme purchase. It's there and available to you. You can scroll through here, you have your entire library. You can rearrange these learning paths in a way that you find most conducive to your education. But you can see it's a great place, again, just to take people really quickly and show them just how robust the Renatus education is. We're not going into any of the, you know, the coursework from here, but you can always click through, meet the instructors, find out what they're doing, see who they are, have them highlight the courses, go in, get a little brief introduction to some of the classes there. This is a really dynamic and a great place to be. Up here in the upper hand corner too, you can show and demonstrate them that you can download your MP3s, or you can also download the workbooks and slide decks there. It's a great place to be. Along the top of your courses, you can see up here that we have some notes and action steps sections. This is where, as we're watching a course, if we want to go in and make a note, we can do that. So let's look at that really quick and see how that works. As I'm creating or watching a course here, you can see that we'll just start that playing so you can see how that goes. If I come up here into the upper right-hand corner and click Course Panel, a course panel is going to drop. And I can see the attached documents with a particular course, or I can go in and create a note. If I want to create a note, I simply come over here, click an Add button, come in here and say, Bob is amazing. If I save that, that note is then time-stamped, and I can go back to that section of the course at any time in the future by simply clicking this link. It's going to take me right back to that section. So if you're making a dozen or a half a dozen notes in your education as you're taking a course, we're going to pause that, you can come back and reach those same course places at any time. Again, if you just simply click this, it's going to take you back to that original moment where we made the note, or the original segment in which that note came from. Hopefully this tool will save hours of time going through the education when people are going back and trying to find that little piece or that individual nugget that they're like, oh man, that was amazing. If I could just hear it one more time. Make a quick note over here, timestamp it. You can go back anytime. You have the ability to delete notes, of course. You can edit them right there. It's a great tool. Action steps function a lot the same way. Again, these are the tools that we want to go out. We want to look for sale by owners. We're going to go out and do 10 calls. So if I were to do that, I can save that, and then I have that action step. The beauty of it, again, if I come back into my dashboard, where's that going to appear? It's going to come right up over here that I have an action step of 10 for sale by owner calls to make. I can click on it. It's going to take me to the point in time where I made the note and back to the same class. Pretty great functionality there. So hopefully you're getting a feel of some of the real power that we have in Helios and really what it can do for us. So as we continue on in that, a couple places you'll be looking for activities in the future. A few buttons aren't live yet, but they will be. As we plan and populate new live education events, you'll find the place to register for them. Just wanted to give you a look at the home team and how we're working on the future of Helios. But you'll be able to click on this live education tab right here and get registered for the next live education event happening in the home studio. If you want to volunteer, there will be also opportunities to volunteer at those events. Our documents library. The documents library is currently up and active. All of the documents that you had access to in the Business Center are still available to you in Helios right here. Come over here to the action steps on the right-hand side of the columns, and you'll see you can view them as a PDF, see the documents. This is our sample letter or a sample script. It can be used either way. As we go back into the Helios education, you can download that, you can modify it, you can really just an amazing amount of resources here. Look over here, one of the most popular downloads we have, velocity banking calculators are there for you to help or at least get access and do your own management on your time. Show other education holders and possibly your prospects about the power of our velocity banking. There's copies of the Velocity Banking Budget. These go all the way through. Literally over 200 documents available at your fingertips that will help you in your real estate investing. You want faster access to them? Simply type in an individual topic like velocity, and that search will populate anything tied to that. Pretty great functionality, pretty fast and pretty responsive. Now, as a demo and as we're learning about the Renatus education system, sometimes we just want to highlight the power of our practitioner instructors. This is a great page and a great access. Come down to the instructors tab under the Helios, and you're going to come over and you're going to see that we have essentials courses. We can, again, just like the classes, organize our instructor by topic, by theme, or by what area their education appears in. So if you want to look at the essentials, bam, all 10 courses available to you there with the instructors that teach them. You can meet them. Now, it's a great thing. Say we want to find out a little bit more about Mr. Mark Kohler, find out who he is, what he teaches. Let's just take a look. Come up here. These are different than course introductions. These videos here are going to give you a one-on-one interview style where Mr. Mark Kohler or the instructor is going to interview and tell you exactly what you're going to learn in the course. Very professionally done, high quality. These are great 90-second to 3-minute videos that will give you information and give your prospect information on just how legitimate our instructors are. You can come up here and see the courses they teach tied to the instructor. Mark right now has Tax and Legal Day 1, Tax and Legal Day 2, and upcoming the Tax and Legal Update that is going to be made available soon in Helios as well, a brief biography. Again, if we wanted to click through to the course and see more about the course and the robust nature of it, simply click on the course and it's going to take us to that course page. We can start with assessment, look at all the segments. Now again, these are great tools for explaining to a prospect just how the Renatus education system works. Now remember, we are under, as education holders and consumers, the limitations of our education contract, which means we can't take the proprietary material of Renatus and just play it for large groups or show courses in our homes, but we sure can walk people through the content that Mark teaches and say, listen, he's got over 30 segments of information, and it goes from a post to a pre-assessment, and look at all these topics that he talks about: maintaining your entity, paying family members and grandkids, sell property strategies, real estate professionals, what you're looking for, rental tax benefits, having what are the benefits of rental real estate, and walk them through that each of these is anywhere from an 8 or 5 minute to 30-minute segment that goes into detail on how they can start to apply strategies in their own business and their own portfolio immediately. Again, it's a great place. You want to introduce them back to Mark and tell them a little bit about what they're going to learn in this particular course. The video on the course day, as you can see it up here, is going to preview the course. So you have both video assets that are already available to you. You can preview who Mark is as an individual and an instructor, and then preview here in a different video exactly what the student is going to learn in tax and legal. Great tools that can be used on a daily basis in your marketing for helping people understand really just what we do. Again, we simply go back to the instructor page to see a little bit more. We can organize them by AIT. All of the AIT instructors are listed out here. You can introduce them to some of our amazing instructors like Garrett Gunderson or Chris Wilson. It's a great way to look at. You want to see what's just in our bonus materials? Down here you can see the instructors who teach the bonus tracks and where they are. You want to sort by a particular learning path. Somebody might be considering an AIT. Come down here, meet all of your commercial instructors. meet all of the fix and flip instructors. Just with a mouse click, you can get up there and see exactly who they're going to be and what they're going to work on, how they're going to share fantastic information with your students. So hopefully in the last few minutes, and I apologize, we've taken a few minutes on Helios, but this explains the nature of how powerful Helios is today. A lot of us are still waiting and saying, hey man, we might, I'm just going to learn Helios the day that it comes out. That's the wrong attitude, folks. It's out, it's here, it's live, and it's a tool for you to use every single day in your business. Hopefully that's where you're spending the time. Sure, for a few Renatus community members out there and for a few special functionalities and needs for a little while longer, we're still going to need to refer back to the business center to handle everything. But right now you can do so much here. On different times we would go into how the calendars work, how orders are working. But what I want to do next is take you into the marketing tab, because this is kind of the theme of today's information, right? How to use available resources we have to really get over the top and really get into what the meat of this amazing program is with Helios. So in marketing, again, you've got your My Day tab, a dashboard. All of these are items that are there for you to help manage and organize your business. Excuse me, the dashboard's coming. Those are going to be up and coming in the next few weeks, but you can see now here, this is an example in the My Day page how you can go in and populate tasks now. So just like we said we wanted to call 10 for sale by owners in a real estate business, what if you have 20 phone calls to prospects today that you need to make? You can add those tasks now, create the task, put the urgency of it, give a title, description, attach it. It's all here. Nancy and Eric have done several trainings on how to use these. I'm just giving you a reminder that these are out there and available to you today. You continue on, you can go into your lead management, how your team is functioning, all kinds of information, all kinds of tools and resources to help build the marketing side of the business to give you those funds to invest in your real estate. One of the key tools that we need as IMAs and marketers, however, comes down here under the Presentations tab. If we click on this Presentations tab, this is where we find amazing resources. If you're opening a new market and looking for slide decks, this is where you find it. If you would like the required information and written disclosures and disclaimers that are required anytime an introduction to the Renatus education system is made, this is where you find them. So right up here, we start with our main document, which is the Renatus guidelines for using the corporate briefing intro follow-up presentation system. If you want to preview it, you can click on it. It will give you a PDF. This is print downable. This document here is one of the most important documents for an IMA to read and understand. Even if you're not conducting a meeting, if you review this document, it will explain why the content for the presentations that the presenter in your local market is using are there, why they're choosing to structure their message that way. It explains what a briefing should look like, what an introduction meeting should look like, what a follow-up meeting should look like, and the key information that needs to be delivered in each. As we come down here, you'll see that we have a long version, a full detailed version of how the Renatus earnings plan works. Continuing on, some of you want to say, well, I really love the way Bob Snyder did the 5 pillars introduction at the national event in March. Well, here you have the whole download to view how he did it. Again, with the education funnel where we're offering education is to potential prospects, we have required documents that we have to release to them, information and earning statements. So those are right here. If in your introduction you are only introducing the education and not the marketing opportunity, you can go ahead and use the education packet. That's available here for you in a color PDF. Here, they're brief documents that explains the pricing that we have. It goes over funding options, how people get funded, and then gives the appropriate disclosures on billing. Now, if we are producing those in large meetings, this document can be emailed, that PDF can be emailed to our guests after they've attended or at the beginning of the meeting. But if we want to print them and need a little more printer-friendly version, we also have it in a printer-friendly black and white form that should print easily for you. You can do them front to back and only be, 2 or 3 sheets of paper per handout. Now, say if we're offering both the education packages and the marketing packages in the same meeting, well, that requires the combination packet disclosure, which is available here in the same format, color and black and white, These document packets are a little more robust because they're including more options and more required disclosures that have to go through. You can see the earnings graphic, you can see the billing disclosures again. Some of it's repetitive because it applies to the whole education system. I'll just scroll through these and let you see this is the information that someone should be getting when they're introduced to Renatus, especially as an IMA. We have our statement of average gross earnings. Again, these are required disclosures that if we're giving out, not only do we afford protection to Renatus community as a whole, but as an individual IMA selling the product, we have all of the information we need and then giving it to those prospects so that we're protected and compliant with all of the regulations that are out there. Some FAQs, great information on how the system works, how becoming an IMA can impact our business, what it can do for us. Become familiar with these documents. A lot of us know that we have to hand these out at meetings, but haven't taken the time to read them. Now's your opportunity. Get out there, get them going, get them learned, feel really the power behind them. As we're continuing on and we're saying, man, I think I'm ready to get ready to start my own meeting or move in that direction. What do I need to do? Well, it's really simple. If you're looking for a little extra help, come and download some of the other resources that other leaders have given us. For example, you can see how Scott Rowe conducts his introduction by simply watching his introduction video here. You can also see his follow-up. And I'm happy to announce that in a few short weeks, we're going to have your very own Michael Huggins up here giving his briefing, intro, and follow-up videos so that you can see how he does it and have a referral back when you need a little extra help. This presentations gallery is one that is going to be active and growing throughout the Renatus education process and throughout the IMA business. So visit here often, check and see what we have. Look at the PowerPoints. This is, you can actually download the individual PowerPoints and the type of file is listed right here, whether it's a PDF, a PowerPoint, or a video. So this is your resource center when you're doing your own marketing business. You want to have copies of those PowerPoints on your own laptop. You want to take some of those slides and use them. All of that information is here for you. Another great area of resource that we're not utilizing in our marketing is the video library in Helios. The videos that are available in the video library in Helios are available to be downloaded and dispersed. You can simply find the video you're looking for. Say you've got someone who rings. There's a Renatus testimonial that really relates to an individual prospect you might have. You can simply click on that video, copy the video URL here, and embed that in your email or your text message. And these public views through YouTube will be available to the recipient on the other end. Anything in this video library area is available for distribution. Literally hundreds of videos that you can sort. Again, search by topic up here if you're looking for possibly short sales. See if anything comes up. Let's see, what's another topic? Let's look at maybe funding. Right here, we want to talk about funding options. Simply click on over here, get that video. Again, right click, copy the video URL, it will embed. You can paste that in an email wherever you want to be. You can be out there sending these messages. Now these ones, everything in the video library is available for distribution, and as we can sort them, you can see we can sort them by generally speaking, Renatus reviews, the founders webinars are found here if you want to do that, and then a certain and select few money matrix videos. These money matrix videos are available for distribution widely into the public, but as limited as to these 5. Many of you know that we have literally hundreds of money matrix videos available as tools to us. Those are available in the training tab. If we come down here under money matrix, we'll find the whole library of them. These, unfortunately, are only available for personal consumption. These may not be distributed, shown during meetings. This is copyrighted and trademarked material, but they are available to you as an education holder and a member of the Renatus community to use, discuss in meetings, and view in your own personal setting, and really see the power that has been created by our very own Woody Woodward. He's absolutely amazing. Other trainings that go on, and you'll see these fill out tremendously in the future. There will be onboarding training, systems trainings, marketing trainings. There's going to be FAQs. Also, if you're looking for the nationals videos, this is a great place to find them. Keynote speeches and important information from prior nationals are going to be available to you right here. Again, I want to highlight just a couple of them. Right here we have last year's presentation from Renatus iOS and discussing the premium lead pipes and how that works with our very own Don Fowler. And then we come down here and we can see the 2017 Renatus iOS training from Clinton Young. And that really takes us to the Renatus iOS phase of what we wanted to talk about today. So I appreciate your patience as we go through this, but we're going to click over to our Renatus iOS page and see, well, let me show one more thing. So in the Renatus iOS, before we click over there, inside of Helios, this is truly one of the best Renatus iOS tools that we have available to us because it's been shot and customized in our own studio, and this is about us. Each of these tabs clicks onto a full training video that lasts anywhere from a minute to 15 or 20 minutes about a particular topic taught by our Renatus iOS experts, Josh Tobias and Don Fowler, and we can really learn how to make Renatus iOS work for us. So they'll introduce you to themselves there. Let's go into a different section. We want to find out about how to organize our documents. Click-by-click instructions will take you through exactly how to get up in there and look and find them and see them. Now, we want to upload documents and start creating our own templates, our own analysis, our own repsies in Renatus iOS is our document storage hub, really a hub for so much of our real estate investing business. Here's the 2-minute presentation on how you can get them uploaded and done. Merging forms with your paperless office, how to customize your own documents with autofill. So how you can create documents out there, put in your own information so that it auto-populates for you, extracting that power information when you need it. There's the task manager, calendar linking and appointments, matching properties to buyers. All of these are tools that are available today in Renatus iOS that we just need to learn how to master so we can do it. What about domains and building your websites? Amazing material. 5 minutes on really how you can start that and launch that website using some of the templates and great resources that are available to us in iOS. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's available for us out there, and there's some amazing tools. This is one of my favorites, mobile marketing, how we can leverage the access of tools in Renatus iOS to really go over the top and take that social media and mobile marketing to the next level. A couple of the big ones, let's go and take a deep dive into HammerPoint, the repair estimator. We can also do the rehab planner in there. Both of these are great tools, and this is a great place to find where to learn and a little bit of one-on-one training on how to use those and take advantage of them. So let's click over. I've just logged into my Renatus iOS page. Here we are. Again, this is the main kind of landing pages. I'm going to look at where I can create and take value out of Renatus iOS. So over here we have, let's deal basically in leads. Let's start with lead flow. So as we look at lead flow, we want to come over to our lead pipes. And as we look at lead pipes, we can come over to property leads. You'll see that this is where we are, and these are the type of property leads that we can begin to look for. If we have a preset lead that we're already interested in finding, interested in using, say for example, we're looking for foreclosures, it gives us a brief definition of what these are, and then we can come over and type in a county anywhere in the nation and hopefully have the information readily available to us on what's happening in that area. So we're going to look at Salt Lake County, come up here. We can see properties that have already met that result, and we can do specific searches and sorts to start looking by number of bedrooms, distance, when the last notice date was, when the last sell rate does, their loan to value, sometimes square footage. Now, information that's available in Renatus iOS is available to us based on the public record. This is information that is extracted from counties across the country, and our information in Renatus iOS, unfortunately, is completely dependent on the accuracy of the information at the county. And we all know that the counties provide great information, but oftentimes can have information that's not quite perfect. So it's up to us to verify and really look at that and make sure that it is what we expect it to be. But as we go through the processes here, we can see all the types of leads that are available to us. There are leads in trust. We can go to government, owner types, whether it's held by a financial institution, whether it's a business, whether it's an individual. As we build out that lead generation and spend some time here, because it really is robust, is just amazing. Take time and learn really what it can do for us. But I want to give a bigger overview, and we're running short on time today to be respectful. So we're just going to look at several of the other things that are available. Here, as we talked about earlier, you've got the ability to build and create websites, your ability to create direct mail. So in these, when you're clicking through, let's see, if we started a new campaign very quickly, you can come here and look at a campaign that is driven towards a particular type of lead, right? So let's see if we can go back to, well, here we go. Oh. So we're gonna delete that old one. We can start a new campaign. You can upload files if you have a list. So this is where we're going to be uploading the list from. If you've created a list of contacts from those pre-foreclosure lists, or from a particular, you're targeting absentee owners or bank-owned properties, create that list in a CSV file, upload it here, and you can begin your campaign on them. Let's go into a few of the other tools here. Now, as we look at direct mail, we've got, also we have our marketing library. Now, the marketing library is just a tremendous resource. These are all available for download and immediate use. Now be careful, these are directed to real estate investing and are appropriate to use as you're targeting houses. Conversion, word for word, verbatim conversion of these to marketing to try and get people into the education, these may not be compliant for that. So make sure that you're using the tools that have been provided to us by Renatus to make sure that all of your marketing is compliant. But look at how many examples of just postcards that could be created and sent out, your copies there. You want to move to a letter format? Look at all the different samples of letters for interested buyers, private lenders, high equity, free and clear properties, all available to you, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. These templates are available, and then always, of course, you can convert it over, create the campaign in Renatus iOS, and have the robots write the letters for you. Say you want to create a brochure about your real estate business. Here's some ideas on how you can do that. Show them how you are solving their problems in their property for them. Yard signs, you're looking to do those, sell your house. If these are dealing specifically with your real estate and not with the marketing business, these can be great tools for you. Credibility kits, if you're building those out for your property. Let's come over here and look at a couple of the other tools that are available for us. We have the deal analyzer. This, if we create and continue to do deals in Renatus iOS, we can create our own templates or start with an individual property so that the analysis required to do a deal can really happen in minutes instead of hours. So again, not only can we analyze deals individually, we can do the repair estimator in the hammer point tool. This is where you have it. You can start a new repair estimate. You can go to existing ones that you already have in properties, go into those, and it just starts to lay out the process for you, one by one, everything that's going to happen. As we come over to a couple other ones, you've got, let's see, you've got your autoresponders, internal messaging, your documents, calendaring, so many things are available to you in the Renatus iOS system. I apologize, we didn't have more time to spend on it today, but you can see that it works hand in hand. And if you go through the video training that's available through the Helios system first, or as a precursor to a particular tool you're looking for in Renatus iOS, it's going to launch the success of Renatus iOS as a tool in your investing business. So hopefully that gets you an introduction to just a few. Let's look at a couple others. We went over the repair estimator. There's also the rehab planner here. It functions the same way. We can create a plan for rehabbing a property. Come over here, click on what we're going to be fixing. We're going to need to do a roof. We're going to need to do a fence. We know that there's HVAC and plumbing. We create the plan for that, and it will take us to it. Come over here and let's look at some of the things we can manage. Documents, again, if we're uploading documents, we want to power link things. We want to make our calendars coordinate. All of these things are available to us. We can keep calendars in both, but your Helios calendar is really hopefully where you're going to build most of your activities. Communications, we have the emails. You can generate emails. You've got autoresponders that can be created. Many of these features we've then mirrored in Helios so that you can have them in one place. The beauty of this is a lot of people haven't realized that so many of the tools they're looking for to be provided to them by Helios have been available in Renatus iOS since the beginning. There's also some additional training here. Looking at some additional courses from some of our affiliates and preferred service providers, you can see here that we have some classes on our additional resources on private lending. These aren't Renatus courses, but they are preferred vendors that talk about some tools that are great content and great to learn. So hopefully you started to see just how robust Renatus iOS can be as a tool in our investing business. As we store our properties, we control our lead pipes. We go in and we look at really just how much Renatus iOS can do. Hopefully it will become the cornerstone of your real estate portfolio and your business. Hey everybody, thanks for being with me today, spending some time. It was a pleasure being with you. I can't wait to see you in your individual markets. I'm excited to be part and working with such an amazing community.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you, Mr. George. Everybody, take good notes. Hopefully you see a way to use this. I saw a bunch of different things I could be doing with my conversations this week moving forward. This tool, this Helios project, we need to be tracking our progress in there. Some of you guys were asking earlier, what about all my progress? Yeah, just start using Helios. That's how we're going to get all this data transferred over. You guys are awesome. It's Wealth Wednesday. It's the only one you got, so use it wisely. Get out there. Share this with more people. Sharing is caring. So it's up to you to get this info out there. And Mr. George, you are still the host. So if you want to end the meeting on the bottom right, we've got our end meeting button there. We'll catch up with everyone tomorrow.
Great. Thanks, everybody. It was a pleasure.